I must apologise if this stops rather abruptly. I've been having some filming difficulties with my phone and it keeps cutting out, so sorry if I don't sign off at the end of this, but right now I'm on my 4th attempt and I'll be lucky if it just records, so fingers crossed. So we're going to start this section of choreography, and I am going to plough through it a little bit today, sorry, in the hopes of getting it recorded, with our circles on one hip, travelling, or if you prefer, just travelling with the hips. And we're going to do 4 of those in each direction. So it goes either 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, this is actual speed, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 one way, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 the other way. Hopefully that's not difficult. We then do 2 in each direction, 1, 2, 1 and 2, and then we just snake it out for 3 snakes. And our little shimmy that we put on at the end of the previous figure 8 section, if you want to add that in. So that first section is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, diddly diddly. That's fairly straightforward. The only thing that might trip you up is that we are coming into this from, if you recall last week, da 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 da, which means when we need to take that first step, this foot is off the ground. So we're going to start it. You kick immediately back into this position with the hip out and pull into the first circle. So it's drop and drop and drop. Lift 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. If you're doing it just with the hip step, it's a little simpler because then it's drop and drop and drop. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, and figure 8s. 2, 3. I'm going to put some music on so we can practice just that little bit coming in from the hip drops, and then we shall move on. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hey! Okay. So, where do we go from there? As soon as we finish this section, we go into our circles. Now, if you prefer, you can just do circles facing the front. Add these little wrist circles, which we're going to use anyway. Bring your arms up and in. That will look absolutely lovely. Otherwise, we're going to travel with these, either going the same way as your circle, or if you want to make it more difficult, the opposite way. It really doesn't matter. Hips. Here's your hands, by your hips, and either keep them still or do the same wrist circles. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the front. And that's all the circles we're doing for the time being. We're going to come back to them in a second. Then we strike a dramatic pose and roll our shoulders. Other side, strike a dramatic pose and roll our shoulders. From here, we're going to do 4 half circles to the front. So we go 1 and stop, 1 and stop, 1 and stop, 1 and stop. I'm keeping my hands behind my back so you can see what I'm doing. If you would rather do 1 and stop, 1 and stop, or 1 and stop, 1 and stop, that's absolutely fine. I know we play around with the arms here, but I'm trying to keep it clear for today. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bringing our arms up, we do one big one all the way around, and a little shoulder shimmy to finish. And that's the end of this section. So we'll step through just that bit one more time, and then we'll try putting it all together, if the video holds out, and see how we do. So from the hip hip circles. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strike a pose. Roll it down. Strike a pose. Roll it down. Hands behind your back or whatever you want to do with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way round. A little shoulder shimmy. So I'm going to step that through from the start of this section, then we'll do it with the music. We have our drop and drop and drop. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Snake, snake, snake with the shimmy on top. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strike a pose. Roll it down. Strike a pose. Roll it down. And 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way around. And a little shimmy again. Or if you prefer a hip shimmy. Or any little accent you like there that you can handle. That's brilliant. I'm going to put some music on. And if the camera is still rolling, we shall see what we can do. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh! 1, 2, 1, 2. All the way around. Yay! Well done. Okay, hopefully you got all of that. If you didn't, to save time on this wretched camera, please go back to the start of that section and dance it to as many times as you want until it is firmly wedged in your memory. Okay, have you done that? Are you ready? Okay, we're going to go back to the start of the music and dance it all the way through. I'm going to go back right to the beginning this time, before where we start dancing, and I want you to just shimmy, dance it out a bit. I'll tell you when to come in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Big arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Big arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Big arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Big arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Big arms again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Big arms. Oops. Big arms. 1, 2, 3. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Strike a pose. Roll it down. Strike a pose. Roll it down. 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. And all the way round. Coming up for the shimmy of your choice. Yes! So you have now made it almost all the way through this choreography. Next week, we're going to add a few finishing touches. Spot a few more places we can put a shimmy in if we dare. Go over our camel movements, which if you've been listening, I have mentioned more advanced dancers, people who know what they're doing, can throw in here before the hip drops and here before the hip drops. And a few little last touches, and then this dance will be finished. I'll see you then. Bye.